Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is why you should press. Well, the press is the shoulder exercise you do when you're standing up and you start with the bar kind of on the front and you're like kind of like this. Sorry, I'm driving, it's hard, but if you have both hands, and then you press it up over your head. So this exercise is kind of one of the core exercises is in the starting strength method, and you've heard me talk about starting strength before, but I've kind of stumbled on that program kind of later in life, and I wish the heck I would have known about it 30 years ago. It would have saved me worlds of trouble and be much stronger and healthier and more fit than I am now. But just because I didn't know it then doesn't mean I can't take advantage of it now. And the press is a great exercise for men and women if you want for your overall life, because it's no more than it's a normal movement to kind of lift something up over your head, and you're just using a barbell, and you're using good form to use the barbell to develop the strength to do that. And it's good. It helps your balance because you could fall down when you're doing this, and the weights, obviously, when you're using a smaller muscle group, your shoulders and your arms, the weights won't be as massive as like deadlifts and squats or even the bench, but it's still going to be fairly significant weight. And as you over time, as you're building it up, you're going to get stronger and stronger. And this movement kind of gives you that upper body strength and upper body strength look that is very good for you. It's very good for your confidence. You'll be able to do more for you. You can lift things and put them over your head. Your upper body gets bigger and bulkier and better looking, and it's just a great exercise. It gives you like that overall power. When you're doing it, you have to have a stable leg, stable back, and it'll help your traps somewhat. It'll help your triceps and your shoulders, obviously. It helps your upper chest too. So it's a good overall look. It will make your upper body look good. It kind of beefs everything up here, your neck, your traps, your shoulders, your upper arms, so you can wear a tank top more comfortably. You look better. And it's a far superior exercise than like the seated military press, because the seated one you're probably not going to be able to lift as much, for one thing. And the other thing is, if you can, it puts an enormous stress on your shoulder. The worst exercise is probably the behind the neck military press. And I know a lot of bodybuilding types would recommend that. It will kind of build some strength and put some pressure on your shoulders to build them up. But it's kind of I think it's a very risky exercise to perform. The overhead press, it's kind of enough of a risk. You don't want to go overboard with risky weight training movements that are probably going to hurt you. No, don't do that. This press, if you do it right, it has a less of a tendency to hurt you. So, and like I said, it gives you all the benefits. It's a normal movement to lift things up over your head. It gives you the ability to keep using your upper body. It will really help you as you age. You're going to age much more gracefully if you have some of that upper body strength and ability to move around your upper body. You see that with a lot of old people. They get so hunched over and they can't do anything, and the simplest tasks they cannot do. Well, you don't want that for your life. You want to be able to do for yourself as long as you possibly can. And doing a movement like the standing press will definitely help you. So it's good for the old people, and you should be doing it your whole life because it will help you to know how to do it precisely, B, to have that strength so you can always do it, and C, it makes it just as it helps an old person, it's going to help a middle-aged person. Let's say a younger people, it's very good. It's going to develop that strength for athletics, and it will build up your looks. You're going to look a lot sexier if you got like big shoulders and big traps and a big upper back and a big thick neck and big triceps. It's just a good overall movement to look better, to feel better, to perform better athletically. It kind of synchronizes with the other exercises too. As you get stronger shoulders, it'll help your bench press be stronger. And it'll help if you get bigger shoulders. It helps you to put more weight on your when you do your squats, because there's more muscle up there to hold larger weights. All these things kind of work together. So I would look up that method in the starting strength. He's on Mark Ripetto. He's on YouTube showing you how to do it. He has a book. He has a website. It's a great exercise. Very happy to have kind of stumbled on it. I didn't do, even when I was a younger man, I never did that movement. I mean, I always did the bench press, and I mostly did the squat, and sometimes I did the deadlift, but I never did those. I never did the standing press. I guess I never really knew how. It always seemed awkward. And the way they teach it, it's not awkward at all. It makes perfect sense, and you'll find it feels really good once you figure out how to do it. And you don't have gigantic weights, but they will get significant over time. Usually what the program that I use is I'll do an upper body movement. I usually will do these with either my squats or my deads. So I'm trying to do the movement once a week and then building up the weights little by little over time. So I wanted to compare it to like an old movement. I used to do like a seated dumbbell press movement. Now that was a fairly good movement for building up your shoulders, but that one is a little bit risky because as you get stronger for that movement, your dumbbells get pretty darn big, right? Very, very heavy, and they're hard to get in place without straining yourself. See, the press, you're setting the bar up in a rack, so you don't really have to strain yourself that much getting in position. But like using heavy dumbbells, you're probably going to get strained once you start using heavy dumbbells. And if you're using light dumbbells that aren't straining, there's not enough of an effect to build up your strength. So I love that starting strength style method where you're not getting hurt in the setup and you're not getting hurt trying to put the weights down. You see, you don't want to do that. You want to just focus on the lift itself, make that the taxing part, not the setup, not the return. All right, and that's kind of one of the beautiful parts about that, about how to do that. Another reason that the behind the neck press is so dangerous is it only works if you have a spotter to help you get it off the rack. Well, with the standing press, you don't need a spotter. You're just doing it all by yourself. You don't have to rely on another person. And relying on another person when you're weight training, it's a big mistake. Big mistake. No matter how competent your spotter or spotters are, they usually will end up botching things up for you, and you'll get hurt in the setup or the put away because the spotters are kind of botching things up for you. You don't really want to rely on spotters that much, and that's another good part about the standing press. So give that movement a good thorough look-see on the Starting Strength YouTube channel and the Starting Strength website. It's excellent movement. It develops enormous strength and power in your upper body. It makes you feel and look a lot better. All for now.